The Syntax of Things by Arisha. Chapter 23. Wisdom. Epilogue. Have you packed?
I have, Potter said. Just give me a couple of minutes. There's something I need to do.
Now?
A minute. Be quick.
Severus even escaped the milk, the eggs, and whatever meat and vegetables had been left in the fridge. Opening the cabinet, he checked the plates, the glasses, and made sure that everything was in place. Just before leaving the kitchen, he stared fixedly at the last battered biscuit box and scowled at it before vanishing it too. The living room was all right, or at least it seemed so. He closed the shutters, sliding the rusty locks in place and savoring the sight of the scorchified carpet, the bottles of liquor he wasn't allowed to bring to the school, and the old sofa with its absence of dustiness and the forming concavity on one end, a mark of well-used cushions.
I'm ready,
Potter said from the upstairs.
Apparition.
No, walking. And then apparition.
It's raining again,
Potter protested, making a face.
You may wait here for the rain to stop then.
Which would probably take forever in this hell of a place.
I'm leaving. Hey!
Potter stumbled behind him, hopping on one foot as he struggled to shove the other into a shoe.
Give me a... What the... Minute. Ow! Fuck!
Severus rolled his eyes and Potter surrendered and bent on one knee to solve the mazy enigma that was how to wear a shoe. When he succeeded, he stood up quite proud of himself. Really, Potter?
What?
Potter's cheeks were flushed. There was mockery in his eyes.
You are absolutely childish. Thanks.
It wasn't a compliment. Apparently, Potter took it as one. Never mind, in a few hours, the boy would become someone else's problem.
Have you got all your belongings? I think so. Your ridiculous muggle clothing. Uh-huh. Think again, Potter. We're not coming back anytime soon.
Potter grinned.
That means we are coming back?
I am, Severus corrected strictly. You, most likely, and most hopefully, will never see this place again. It was amazing how easy it had become to read Potter, how predictable it was when Severus used the right words. The guilt that had just hit home had no reason to be there. He did most certainly not prefer a grinning Potter to a grim one. In fact, he preferred no Potter at all.
Yeah, who knows what next summer is going to be like.
His voice carried tension, but Severus couldn't quite put his finger on it. For you.
For me?
Potter said, looking at his shoes as he swung his backpack onto his shoulders.
For you? For Dumbledore.
The only thing you should be worrying about, Potter, is the utter flop that our lessons have been.
Nah, I'll let you worry about that, thanks. Does Dumbledore know you drink?
Severus clicked his tongue. My sincere apologies for depriving you of the pleasure of ratting me out, but I do not drink where I teach. And you should certainly not be discussing this on my doorstep. Potter bit his lip.
That's not why I asked,
he said.
Move, now. I want to lock the door. Fine, but you should thank me for overlooking every bitter thing you said, let alone having Bellatrix Lestrange in your house.
I do thank you from the depths of my heart for overlooking it, in the safety of my warded walls, so you can bring it up right outside of them. Step aside. Severus laughed, muttering the protection charms under his breath.
All the things I bring up with you,
Potter whispered, as though that would make any difference.
The prophecy, my parents, the war. It's because Dumbledore is not going to tell me anything.
Ah, now Severus was the good guy. Charming. And I'm not either. Now hold your tongue, Mr. Potter, and follow me.
Mr. Potter,
he mocked.
That's stupid.
That's stupid, sir, he corrected. He wasn't planning on having an unrestrained Potter obstruct his professional role in class with his audacity. He'd allowed the boy too much freedom already. And it's your name, I'm afraid. I am not to blame if it's stupid, as you put it. Despite his anger, Potter snorted. His negative sentiments always drifted away too quickly.
How many points are you going to take from Gryffindor once we get back?
Potter asked, a faint smile on his lips. Severus's umbrella wasn't nearly as large as it should, and the boy clung to his forearm firmly. 0. I'll wait for your house to reach 100, and then I'll take all of them. It was his old tactic, really, and he was only spilling it out because Potter wasn't going to believe him anyway.
That's your old tactic. I mean, how many are you going to take until you forgive yourself for letting me into your house?
He said. Severus stared. Potter laughed. Harry had stolen many times in his life, and all of them were insignificant. When he was little, he used to steal food from the Dursleys, and sometimes he'd steal Dudley's toys too. Once, and only once, he'd stole from the market in Little Winging, hiding a delicious bar of chocolate inside his pants. He'd stolen from the grocery store here too, and with Ron's assistance, he had copied an assignment from a Ravenclaw girl when he was 13. But none of his stolen items were as unreasonable as Severus Snape's silk black scarf. He folded it carefully inside an old Gryffindor cloak and shoved it into his trunk. He didn't know why he did it, and he usually felt bad for stealing when the reason wasn't important enough. Taking in the room for the last time, Harry closed the door and descended.
"I'm ready,"
he said, and tried hard to kick away the certainty that he was going to miss this.
"Apparition?"
"No, walking. And then apparition." He didn't know why he stole the scarf with the strong scent of thick ink and Snape. He only knew that this scent somehow soothed him, and that was enough. End of part 1.